Welcome back to the program. You're watching Sports Business with Orufo Ezaga, and the station is Plus TV Africa. Now, we're going to talk about football, and the emerging trends in our football that I find particularly intriguing, right? Today, in the MPFL, we have 3 private clubs. There is Remo Stars, there is Sporting Lagos, and then there's Doma United. Now, we have all, commentators in Nigeria have always said, we need private investors to take over clubs in Nigeria, because there's there are too many government clubs, and that's affecting, professionalism and the like. Now, if you follow Nigerian football, you find that in the second tier of Nigerian league, the NNL, the Nigerian National League, we have come to the end of the season, sort of, but there's a playoff to be had sometime in July, involving 8 clubs, right? Of these 8 clubs, 5 of them are privately owned. Now, the most interesting thing, especially for those of us in Lagos, is that 3 of those clubs are from Lagos, which means that by next season, not only are we going to have more privately owned clubs in the league, there's the possibility, the very welcome possibility, that we're going to have multiple Lagos clubs in the NNL, which is going to be great for business, because the more clubs we have in Lagos in the MPFL, the more business, the more professionalism, the more fun, and all of that. Joining me now in the studio is the co-founder and CEO of one of those clubs, Interlagos. He's Lanre Vigo, and he's here to speak about the NNL experience and how he thinks his club can become one of the elite clubs in Nigeria from next season. Hello, Lanre. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Well, Lanre, I shouldn't have this conversation with you. You're sitting there, you are wearing Interlagos. Why didn't you get me one to wear? You don't want me to help your club.
So they don't say you're biased.
So that, smart one. Okay, so tell me, the Super 8 is coming, 5 clubs, private clubs are going to compete, which means that it's going to be fireworks. And then there are 3 government clubs. For me, it shows a trend that it looks like the private clubs are beginning to assert themselves, and they're pushing the government clubs to decide. Do you see that as a possible trend?
Certainly. I mean, it goes to show that the private clubs have better structure. We actually care about what it's not just some side project. We're 100% invested in what we're trying to do. So I mean, it goes to show there are 5 of us. I'm not sure this has happened before. So it's fantastic. It's a great time for football in Nigeria.
It is actually a great time for football. Before you came on, I told you to send me videos. You didn't until very late. But here's the thing: I got a couple of videos from what's going on in the NNL, a competing club, for instance. And they did, when I saw the goals that were scored, I said to myself, why is this not big news in Nigeria? Do you understand? Here today, people are talking about how, the title race in England and the like. We have a title race in Nigeria that is really, really tight. And then we have a new development happening in the NNL that's going to change Nigerian football in the next season. How come we're not talking about this? I'm sure that, before your response is done, we're going to have a clip of the video. I put it up on my Twitter page, and people were really astounded by, what the quality that they saw. What's going on? You guys are playing great football. Are you getting commensurate support, and are your fans reacting to you, for instance?
Oh yes, certainly. I mean, because our football is one of the best. I'll say one of the best in the country. Or I would even say it's the best in our league.
That's Interlagos.
Yes, Interlagos football. Okay. And even just generally in the league, the quality of football has been very good. I've been surprised. It's my first season in the LNL, so what I've seen, I'm very, very impressed. But we have to carry the news ourselves. We have to make ourselves relevant. So we just have to keep playing good football, showcasing this football on social media. And as you can see, some of these goals, some of these games have been talked about on social media. So eventually, I'll say the general news media people would also catch on to this and see that, look, there's some great football going on. We need to make noise about our football.
Okay, so tell me, Lanre, from the business perspective, how well are you guys doing? Do you have sponsors? Are you making inroads in corporate Nigeria, for instance? Are there people willing to support your dream? And a very laudable venture that you guys are into.
Currently, we don't have any sponsors, but we've done that purposely because we wanted to show people this is what we can do. So when we get to the table and we show them this is what we can do, this is what we can do, this is what we've done, then we have like more bragging rights to ask for more money. So definitely this season we've been able to show people that, look, we're the real deal. We know what we're doing, so we need your support either via sponsorship or by investing. And I'll say we've done quite well this season. In fact, before the last game of the season, we've had a few conversations with a few sponsors and investors that are like, hey, we like what you guys are doing. But we just told them, look, just hold on. Wait till the actual season is ready, and then we can talk.
Tell you what, Lanre, if I was a brand manager at this time, I'll be thinking about you guys. Club owned by a young CEO, young middle class supporters as well as community support and stuff like that. Do you get? So sometimes I don't think you have to wait. The brands have to wait until you have done the job. They have to just be a bit more innovative and to look at the environment and say, this is an emerging trend. Let me tap in before, But tell me about your chances in the Super 8, because it can change your business profile and your business status.
Certainly.
So what are your chances, you think?
I think we have a very, very good chance.
Why would you say that?
Because we have a very, very good squad. And our players, we have some players. We have a player who played in the playoffs last season. So definitely his experience is going to be very, very much needed. He's going to be the one that will guide the rest of the players. That's Femi Oladende, who was at Sporting Lagos last season. He's with us again. So I feel, and with the sort of coach we have, the sort of football that we play, I feel like on a good playing surface, because it's not just going to be any type of surface we're playing. We're playing on an actual very good pitch, and honestly, our boys are fantastic on a good pitch.
So how do you finance the club at this time? Is it solely from your pocket?
I'll say from our pockets, and we also have some investors that believe in the project. So we're really grateful to them for helping us through the season.
You know what? Look, if you're watching this program and you're in advertising or marketing or brand management, I think sports is changing in Nigeria, and it is changing because of the likes of Mr. Lanre Vigo here and what he's doing with Interlagos. You don't have to wait until they get to the level of playing at the FIFA Club World Cup before you now start identifying with their success. Now is the time you plug in to support. That's what I believe. I don't believe that you have to wait for some fancy thing, because what you guys have in terms of funds, to compete with the rest of the world, you don't have anything. It's like taking a toothpick to a gunfight. You know what I mean? Certainly. People have to step in at this point in time to back what you guys are doing. But what do you think about the chances of the Lagos teams in the Super 8? And what do you see of Lagos having multiple teams in the MPFL next season?
So certainly there's going to be at least one Lagos team guaranteed in the Premier League. What we're hoping for is that two Lagos teams.
Which team is guaranteed?
Lagos. Lagos.
Okay.
By God's grace. But certainly there's one Lagos team that will definitely be in the Premier League. I'll be joining Sporting Lagos. The hope is two of us make it out of that group into the Premier League. Like I always tell people, Lagos is like London in terms of when you compare it Premiership wise, we should have the most teams in the Nigerian Premier League. So it's a fantastic time. This is only going to spur more teams to emerge. More private owners who also, in fact, are already talking about starting their own football team. So I was saying in 5 years' time, we will have maybe like 6, 7 Lagos teams in the Premier League.
Tell you what, Lanre, actually one of the biggest investors in this country, running one of the biggest investment banks, called me and said, you know, he was thinking of owning, even if it's part ownership of a club. Do you understand? So yeah, I agree with you when you're saying that people are going to start coming into the football space and owning clubs, which means that Nigerian clubs are going to, you know, be stronger, and they're going to be a lot more competitive.
For sure.
How are you guys ready when the big rollers, Tony Elumelu is thinking of setting up a football club. When the Tony Elumelus move into football in Nigeria, what's going to be your strategy as Interlagos? How are you going to fight such muscle?
We're not scared. We want them to come. We only make the league better. We want a more competitive league. So whatever is going to make football in Nigeria, football in Lagos better, we're happy. We're okay. So I'm not worried.
But isn't that going to be like they're going to come in like the PSGs and the like, and then you guys would have
no problem.
You don't worry.
We're not worried. We have a good structure at Interlagos. Our recruitment, which was fantastic, and I tell you, we didn't. Some people might think our recruitment was 100% everything. We didn't do it. I don't think we did it as well as we wanted to. But look at what it's produced. So when we do have the chance to do it properly, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, you know, internationally, clubs make the most money from broadcast rights, and then there's sponsorship and partnerships, and then there's gate receipts and merchandising.
Yes.
Yeah. In Nigeria, the broadcast rights are still very low, so I don't imagine that you guys, you know, even next season, I know that hopefully things are going to get better. But next season, maybe you won't get as much. You can't be depending on that.
Oh, no.
So what are you depending on? Sponsorships, merchandising? Can I get an Inter jersey? Where can I get an Inter jersey? Stuff like that.
Yes, as you said, as you rightly said, broadcasting it's still at it's still starting. So we're not expecting anything from there. Definitely sponsorship. I'll give Manchester United as an example. That's where they make a lot of their money. So we're expecting to get at least a good amount of money from sponsorship. Also sales of players. Some of our players are actually we've gotten inquiries from clubs in Europe about them. So a couple of them at the end of the season will be going for trials in Europe. So we're hoping to make some money from that. So and then obviously merchandise. We did quite well in terms of ticket sales, especially our season tickets and the boxes that we sold this season. So we're expecting to do the same thing this coming season. So, like I always say, we're not worried.
You look like a contented man.
I am. I mean, the team is performing well, where everything is going fine. So there's nothing to be worried.
It was a good thing that you mentioned the talent sales, because, you know, there was a story that that came to my attention at least, like just over a week ago, about a Ghanaian club called Steadfast FC. Did you hear about that story?
I think the one about the player that
went to Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, he didn't take the sell-on fee or something. And then
he went to Sporting Lisbon, and he didn't play well. He didn't play well. So Leicester City came for him on a transfer deal, and when he was leaving Sporting, his club did not ask for a transfer fee. Instead, they asked for 50% of any sign-on deal that he has. I'm sure that Sporting didn't think much of the player. They didn't think anything was going to happen, and they allowed it. And the player was so helped. He was a different animal in Leicester City. Helped them to gain promotion. And guess what? The signing was triggered. The signing fee was
7 million or so.
14 million pounds.
Wow.
From which the Ghanaian club, a second division club in Ghana, got 7 million pounds. Sports is big business. We need to start rethinking the way we look at sports and football, and even the likes of Interlagos. But here's one thing that in the past week, Israel Adesanya went viral. He was repping Eyimba. Do you understand? Do you guys have any such plans to get top Nigerian stars to rep Interlagos?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a few have come to our games. The likes of Adekunle Gold, White Money that was on Big Brother, actually did a video. Tolani Badge. So definitely we have plans. I mean, some have done already. There's something I'm working on in terms of celebrity-wise that would even boost the image of the club. I saw the thing about Israel Adesanya. I represent him here in Nigeria. So
you represent him in Nigeria.
Yeah. So
why didn't he represent?
Because he signed to Stake. So if you see the BB post, it was a joint, a collabo post with Stake and Aimba. So so makes sense. Yeah. But we have plans, so expect something.
Okay. Lanre, it's been very nice talking to you. Look, I'm really looking forward to seeing. There's Madiba FC of Lagos. They're called the Oshodi Boys. There's Ikorodu City that beat you guys in the state FA Cup final. Yeah, and for people to understand how good the NNL football is, you guys beat Sporting Lagos in the semi-finals, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
So you're not just pushovers. You guys, you're playing good football. All right. So guys, follow the Super 8. Watch out for the Super 8 and support Interlagos and support all your Lagos teams. Let them come to the MPFL so that we can have lots of football matches to enjoy, so that we can win a lot more fans, so that you guys can get a lot more sponsorship. And then so that you can pay Lagos State taxes, increase taxes. It's good for everybody. We all benefit when our football.
For sure.
And then there's Beyond Limits on the final note. You know, they are in the NNL Super 8, and they're the second team in the Remo Stars football structure. So that's quite commendable what they're doing at Remo Stars as well.
Definitely.
Larry, it's been nice having you. Larry, would have you again on this program, or you can join me on the radio.
No problem.
You know, to talk about stuff. We're going to be watching out for what you guys do at the Super 8, and I wish you all the best in that competition. I want to see you in the MPFL. When I come to your MPFL games, am I going to sit in the VIP?
You go to the box.
Okay. See why I have to support Interlagos. All right. So, ladies, viewers, we've come to the end of yet another edition of Sports Business on Plus TV Africa. Sports Business with me, Orufo Ezaga. If you want to engage further with me, you can hit me up on my social handles at Orufo Ezaga. That's on Twitter at Orufo Ezaga, at ORUFUO. If you want to see the goals that were scored, the NNL goals that were scored, I posted them up on my Twitter feed. You can go there and watch and see for yourself that Nigerian football is growing, and you know, as they say, maybe this is our locum. All right. Until next week, this is me, Orufo, wishing you to be productive, to be good, and to stay safe.
Thank you.